Hey all, Shawnyrick here with another video for you, and I'm going to show you how to bleed the brakes of the Varla Eagle 1 Pro. The roads are slick, the weather is wet, and I just want to make sure you all are safe and know how to do this right. I ordered a brand new kit that makes it super easy to use and to do it with, and I'm going to go ahead inside because it's super cold out here, and I'm going to show you how it all works. With that said, let's get started. I just wanted to dive into the brake kit real quick and which one it is and what it looks like. So here it is. This is the Easy MTB bleed kit that use hydraulic brakes. Also use the mineral oil for the fluid. And this is the one, after doing some research, that I found to be the easiest to use. Some of the other ones that are linked in the Facebook group page, they show another bleed kit, which is fine. You guys can totally use that bleed kit. But I found, after looking at some instruction videos of people bleeding their brakes with that kit, it just looked fairly difficult, and I really wanted to try to find something that was user-friendly for me and that would be super easy, you guys that are new at this, to use and to order. So this is the kit that I found, and inside it comes with tools, comes with spacers for the calipers, comes with adapters that you would need to fit the fittings of the end of your brakes there while you're taking the fluid out and putting the new fluid in. This is a holder for all your fittings that I just showed you that you can use. It comes with a cup where all the fluid will go into, which is really super cool. You get your syringe here to put your mineral oil in order to help push old brake fluid in and out. And you got your tubings, some rubber bands, a little cup holder here, and this is a bottle to put your mineral oil in. Okay, so after showing you the kit, I gathered up all the stuff that we're going to need just to use for the Varla Eagle 1 Pro. First, what I found out was that I needed to find which adapter to go on the end of our drain cup here. That is going to be needed for the top of the brakes there to use. And it is a Star T15. So that's what you're going to want to get in order if you don't have one that you're going to use to get the plug off with. Then you're going to find the same size, and you're going to attach this first to the drain plug like so, and get that on there and get that ready to go. So it looks like that. Then you're going to put the stopper in there and just leave it in there, put that off to the side. And then what you're going to want to do is take your tubing to your syringe here and place it over the nipple. Then you're going to want to slide your cap over the hose and then adapt it to the syringe. And then you're going to want to take your hose clamper, slide the clamper through all the way through the end, just like that. Get it on about the middle there, and then just leave it just like that. That's all we need to get started. My rear brakes are the ones that are not working. I wanted to get started on that. So I'm just going to simply take this off first. So let's do that. And the fender slides right off. Then now we can see the caliper clearly. Okay, and next we're going to use our 5mm Allen to get the calipers off. Okay, when you have both of those off, you're going to simply pull up on the caliper. There's your brake pads and your brakes, and the brake pads look really good still. Everything looks great. Okay, so then once you got your caliper removed, it's always good to make sure that you clean everything up. So I like to use a microfiber towels all the time when I'm cleaning up my scooters. So that's what I'm going to do right now, just kind of clean around the edges. This is the first time that I've had this, off, so I just want to make sure that everything looks good, nice and clean and all that. Then I'm going to do the same thing here to the brakes here. Before I take the brake pads off, just going to kind of clean it up, polish it up, make it look really nice. What's nice about the microfiber towels too is the dirt sticks to it and you don't need to use like alcohol or any kind of like cleaner or anything. As you can see, it just cleans it right up, makes it look really, really, really nice. Now that that's all done, the next step is to get the pin unfastened and taken out and get the brake pads out. So let's do that. Take some needle nose here. We're gonna bend this down. Pull that puppy through, down, and then how you get your brakes out, just in case, for those of you that have not done it before, you simply push through on the bottom here and take your fingers and pull out from the top like so. And there are your brake pads. Looks like they're wearing down evenly. Everything that way looks perfect. So we're going to put those to the side. And then what we're going to do is we're going to clean the area down in here real quick again. Clean the calipers in the middle there. Get all the dust off. All right. And then what we need to do is we need to find which caliper protector that we're going to need based on the brakes that we have in our little kit. So let's do that right now. All right, so basically in our kit we have 3 different ones here. I have not opened it yet because I was wanting to wait to show you this. So yeah, so then what you want to do is you want to line up your brake pads here with your caliper buffer while you're bleeding your brakes. Looks like that'll work just fine. So we're going to go ahead then and slide this through the bottom. Push it through. And then we are going to put our pin back in. To hold it in place. Next thing that we want to do is to get the T15 plug out, which is right here, so that way we can begin to start the process. So just very gently, I'm going to unscrew that. And there is like a little bit of brake fluid in there, but definitely not enough. So we're going to put that down off to the side. Okay, so then you find the T15 end that looks like this. Okay, we're going to put that end on. Take our mineral oil, that's brake fluid mineral oil for bicycle hydraulic braking systems. It's called the Finish Line. You can get it on Amazon. I will also link this in my video. But we're going to unscrew this. We are going to put our syringe inside, and we are going to pull back on it to fill up the syringe. Once it's filled up, we want to dump this upside down and make sure all the air is out of it. And how we're going to do that is to take the plastic bottle that it came with, and we're going to displace the air out of the tube until there is no more air bubbles and it's all solid, just like that. Attach the hose like so, and that is how that is done. The next thing we want to do is go up to where the brakes are, take the filler cap off of there. We want to attach our cup and then start pushing the old brake fluid through and out to the cup. All right, so let's go ahead and take the plug off. Then we're going to take our little cup here. We're going to screw this over the top. And then the next process is to fill the cup up with the old brake fluid. Going to push the new fluid to get the old fluid out, and you're going to see it come into the cup. I have to do this process very slowly to make sure that I don't overfill it. We're almost to the top there. You can see the old fluid coming to the line. I'm going to keep going. And then you go until you can see the new fluid mix with the old brake fluid. And it looks like all the old brake fluid is out of there. So we're going to go ahead and put the stopper in there. And we're going to unscrew this. You have to kind of hold that little plunger down at the same time so nothing, so the old oil doesn't pass through or drip. But once you get it unscrewed, you're going to then take it, and then the filler cup that we got with the kit, you're going to put it over that, and you're going to then release the plug and allow all the fluid to drain in there, all the oil fluid to drain in there. As you can see, it's a different color. The new mineral oil one is green. This is like a reddish color, and which is good because it allows us to know that we've, you know, gotten it all out. Now what we're going to do is we're going to refasten the cup to the top of the brakes. Tighten it down. Remove our little stopper. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and put your brake fluid into the cup and pour it in there. And I'm going to go just a little bit more since the scooter is tilted a little bit. That you use your hose clamp here to clamp it every so often as you're pulling the fluid back into the syringe. So that way you can check the cup, because you do not want to be sucking air through the lines. You only want to be sucking brake fluid back into the syringe. So just a side note there. All right, let's continue on. Pull back until you don't see any air bubbles on both sides, either coming back out through the cup or coming into your syringe. So once that process is done, you're going to clamp your hose. And everything looks great. The brake fluid is now solidly in the system. You're going to take the hose line off. Let some of that go back in there. When you're trying to get this screw back on, obviously you're going to have some oil dripping out of here, so you have to kind of, you know, undo the hose, undo the part, and then get the cap back on as soon as you can. During that process, also just make sure that your cup did not empty, and that the lines didn't suck air. Make sure there's still brake fluid in there, which there is. We're now going to remove the drain cup here the same way that I've been showing you. Put our little stopper in there. Take our pliers and unscrew it. We're going to have the T15 star cap ready to go, which is right here. So let's continue to get this undone here. You are again going to get a little bit of drainage. So just remove it quickly. Screw it back down promptly with your fingers and retighten. If you have a little bit of brake fluid coming out, that's a good thing. And that is how you bleed the brakes. Now we just got to put our caliper back together and hope it all works. All right, so once you got all that together, you're going to slide the pin out of the spacer for the calipers. You're going to then, of course, cleaning the excess oil off. Make it look all nice and shiny again. Then you're going to get your brake pads back together here. Which, to put your brake pads back together, you simply just make sure that your tensioner spring is in place and that the pads, that they look like that. And then you're basically going to then push in from the bottom like you did when you took them out. And just make sure it lines back up with the holes on top. Put the slide the pin back through, pull the end of the pin back up to keep it from moving, like so. Then once that's back in place, you want to take your little washer, put it back over the top here, because it just came with one washer. Make sure that lines up. Slide your caliper back over. Alright, so slide this back in. We're going to power on this baby. So now I can run the wheels and hold down the brakes and then tighten the caliper up the rest of the way. I had to get the scooter up in order to do this, because obviously we got to get the tires to spin. And then right now it's not aligned, but it's loose enough. So we're going to squeeze the brake, hold it, tighten it down, burn them again, and there's no noise. If there's no noise after you did the alignment, that means that they're perfectly set. And then squeeze again to see how good the brakes work now after they've been bled. Stopped on a dime.